Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story.
Yes,
and I
we
need
can.
all of
Can
you
we kick
to
it?
stop what you're
Yes, we
doing
can.
and
Can
listen.
we kick it? Wait, will that demonetize us? Hope that doesn't demonetize us. Hey, we're here. We're back. It's your boys.
There we go. We got
the light-skinned wonder, Dizzho.
And the darkest of darkest, Master. What's going on? We've been away for a while, haven't we?
Oh, bro. It's been
Our last
been
one.
some months.
Yeah,
man.
It's been some months for sure. We'll leave it at that. But
we do apologize for the hiatus. You want to call this? Should we keep this season 1 or should this be running as season 2?
No, this will still be part of season 1. It'll be all part of season 1. Yeah.
Okay.
We don't really have a seasons, but we'll call it season 1.
Okay. We'll keep it season 1. Season 1.
Yeah. So for those catching up, I know we had some issues in the previous podcast. Just to kind of bring that up real quick. So if you just caught up on that and you're watching this one right after, I know there's like a big gap in between, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast.
Oh man, yep, a lot has happened. A lot that we did not get to talk about. Shotgun it, top of my head. Juice WRLD died. Kobe died.
Oh yeah, man.
Pieces. Yeah. 6ix9ine is out of jail now, or about to be out of jail. I don't know anything I'm missing. Like just big shotgun and thoughts right now.
Obviously, it's the quarantine. We're here on this pandemic, and
the quarantine.
We're practicing this social distancing right now. So there's no cams on us this time.
No cams.
But obviously, that's been one of the biggest things. The beginning of this year is kind of like canceled all events. NBA's canceled.
NBA, NFL, MLB, everything.
Well, I heard the NFL is still going, unless that changed just recently. But
oh, really?
Yeah, but
I mean, whoa, yeah, I jumped the gun. I just meant NBA and MLB.
Yeah. So yeah, a lot of public events, which is it affects everything. It affects everybody.
South by Southwest, conventions. I know
Akon got canceled.
Akon got canceled.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything from A-Fest at all yet. I have no idea. I need to look into that because we actually have rooms and stuff for that convention. And
it's only in downtown, right?
Yeah.
Downtown Dallas? Yeah. Are they having it at where they're going to have it at the Hyatt again, or where at?
Yeah, the same place it's been.
Okay.
Which, I mean, it'll be good to have, but then again, I'm going to have to eye the virus situation to see. I mean, even if they open it, if the death toll and cases keep rising, and Texas is being the stupid state wanted to try to even try to I put quote unquote reopen. We're not like fully reopening, but
yeah, they're doing it in phases.
There's still kind of be some leniency to it. I'm just like, guys, you got video games, you got Netflix. You got, you can still go to the store. You can get some alcohol. Like, I mean, just
it's fun. It's funny you mentioned that. I saw a comparison one time on. It was like kind of like a meme, where it's more like a statement, really. And they were saying like, Anne Frank. You know who Anne Frank is, right?
Oh, that was you talking about that tweet by what's his name? I know. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, they were just basically saying that Anne Frank, was basically hiding for like 2 years and trying to survive with literally nothing, right? Like just barely even having food. Obviously, TV wasn't like possible, and there was no video games, and we're closed for like 2 months,
and they had to be quiet.
And they had to be quiet. You had to whisper, and we're over here closed for 2 months, and we're freaking losing our shit.
Right, like, and people are protesting for the wrong thing. They're protesting to go back to work. No, you should be protesting canceling mortgages and rents, like like that. You know what I mean? Y'all are riding for the wrong things.
I think I agree with you. That's a good point. I think there's a lot of short-sightedness with the general public. They just see it as, okay, I potentially may lose some money because there's less work now because nobody's going to shop or whatever the case may be, and they're thinking, damn, like how am I gonna pay my bills, right? So it should be more like, let's riot for the bills. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, you can't work as often as we want, which means we won't be able to pay the same amount. So let's riot for that. You know what I'm saying? Or even go further than that, and just be like, hey, we just need to change this entire system.
Right.
The entire system is obviously very delicate, so we need to change how this works, especially during these times.
But it's like, I mean, this event is putting a whole magnifying glass to the real issues, yet people are still choosing to not see it.
Yeah, they're looking at a lot of the stuff that's like right there and then, but you got to go deeper than that, right? And
Yep.
A lot of people, and it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's just there's obviously a different ways to approach it, and the way it's being approached right now is not.
I mean, it's been approached from the wrong since the beginning. I mean, there's a whole just Google it. There's a whole timeline of Trump and this situation, and from him downplaying it at the very beginning. There's no pandemic.
Yeah.
And then all the way to, oh, I knew it was a pandemic all along, bruh. Like, but it's
That's
whatever.
our president. That's our president, unfortunately.
That's y'all's friend. I never claimed him.
I mean, that's the one that was given to us.
Oh, unfortunately. All right, but let's get off of that. Let's try to people.
Let's bring some positive vibes up.
Yeah, there we go.
Everybody,
everybody's talking about that and Trump. Let's get some positivity up in this mug.
Speaking of being in quarantine, I've been trying to catch up on some shows. Basically done with. I always wanted to watch X-Men, so I saw the X-Men on the Disney Channel or whatever. Or
the OG,
the OG, yeah.
Oh, so you finished all of that?
All of it, man. That last season sucked, but everything else was good.
I bet. Like, did it just end, right? Like,
it just like was random. It was just weird. I was like, what? Okay, I guess.
That's what's up. What else you delve into?
Started watching the whole thing that everybody's watching right now, which is the Tiger King.
Oh, okay.
So I started. I think I've watched maybe 2 or 3 episodes. I'm not really so into it, but it's interesting what's gone into it.
You don't know if Carol Baskin did it yet?
I don't know, and I don't know if they revealed that in the show, but it looks like she did it, in my opinion.
I haven't seen any of it, but I just see it a lot of the social media madness around it.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And you always see like hashtags free. What do you call it? Joe Exotic. It's funny.
Yeah, but then now it's coming out that he's not like as good as the documentary made him to be. Like, he's actually like a dick or some shit like that.
I can see that. I mean, it's all part of the videography on how they all put it together, right? How they edit it and they put it together and make sure it's good. I'm sure there's stuff that's probably happened with the camera, whether it be on or off. They're like, whoa, we probably should put that in there,
right?
But still, it's kind of interesting. Regardless of, I mean, I think they're both weird in my opinion. The way they approach certain things is like, what? I think I don't want to say he's normal. He's definitely not normal, but the one that's not talked about so much based on the shows that I've only seen so far is that guy that has like 2 or 3 wives or something like that. Like, he seems like he's business oriented in some sense, but it's just weird. It's also weird, but it's just like, out of the 3 that they talk about the most, the other 2 are like Joe Exotic and Carol Baskins or whatever. It's like, what is going on? Like, how does this happen? And then her husband is just it's just weird to me too, man. It's like, I don't know. The whole show is a trip. So if you haven't watched it, take it. I would say just watch like 1 or 2 episodes to see if it's for you. But if it's not, then just stop right there. You don't need to go any further because there's gonna be a lot of that shit going on.
Oh man, I'm a basic person that I ended up rewatching The Office again. And it's like this.
Oh my god!
Like
I still need to watch that.
Oh, you never? Come on, you never. Actually, you know what? I can't say that. I can't be like, come on, you never watched The Office. Like,
yeah.
When did I first watch it? I think I finally watched The Office. I want to say between now and like maybe 2.5 years ago tops. But I honestly fell in love with it. It's hilarious. Like, it's just one of those shows where, well, I wasn't watching this when it was going on, and I would have gotten a lot of jokes and inside jokes that I missed.
I haven't watched it. The reason I say that is because, and everybody tells me this. Everybody tells me this. It's because the first season has not captured me. You know what I'm saying? And everybody says, trust me, after the first season, it gets way better. Like the
Is
first
it the
season is like
first season?
that's what they tell me. That's what they tell me. That like the first season is like, kind of get in there, but after that, it gets really, really good. And I was like, all right, well,
I will say that I can't like automatically. I can't remember like if the first season is as bad as people are making it to be.
mhm.
But there's 10. Hold on, I'm gonna have to search this. The Office. I want to say there's 10 seasons. Nine
I don't.
seasons. There's nine
Okay.
seasons of The Office, and I will say that the ending of season 7, you could honestly stop watching right there to just retain all of that.
Mhm.
Because I won't say why, obviously, because I don't want to spoil it for you if you ever decide to watch it or
All right,
anybody
you
else.
just watch it. Yeah.
Because it's something big. But me, I still appreciate the other 2 seasons because, well, I will say this is one of the Office is honestly one of the shows that did everybody's character justice in terms of like wrapping their story, quote unquote. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
nice.
like I think of like How I Met Your Mother. Like that whole last season was just absolute ass. And this is coming from a How I Met Your Mother fanatic. Like I love that show growing up. And that
That's
last
funny.
season was just god horrible, and the last episode sucked. And I was just like, but The Office did it good, but the last 2 seasons was kind of blah. But if you can get past the first season, I guess then. But everything in between that is just it's gold. You just it's gold.
Yeah. So I may give it a shot. I
I
watched
will
this.
pose this question though.
What's
Think
up?
about it. And this is for the listeners who has watched The Office. Is Jim really all that good of a guy? I want
Yep.
people to think about that. And
So they can
why
put it in
does
the
everybody
comments for
say
people that watch
right?
it.
And why do always people say Jim and Pam? All right, I'd rather it be. I want to find the Molly to my Michael. All right, because that's the better relationship. I feel like you don't understand that yet, but yes. All right, moving
All
on.
right, gotcha. I was just gonna say that I started watching this other show that is mainly, I have to point this out. It's mainly recommended by females.
Okay,
And it's called
Twilight.
no. It's called You, as in YOU, and it's
You.
basic. It's a Netflix original, and you can catch it on there. And it's basically just a guy. I'm not gonna give any spoilers, but the premise is it's a guy that kind of like falls in love, but he's a stalker basically, and it just
Oh,
kind.
I've seen like memes about that guy.
Yeah, there's probably been some memes out there. I think I've seen a few myself.
These are women glorifying a stalker. Like, oh, he's so
I
cute and so
I
sweet, but he's
I know.
stalking.
I know it's a very interesting thing. I'm watching it. You know, it was recommended by a few friends. I was like, all right,
Oh
I'll
God.
check it out. And I'm almost done. Well, I should be done. Oh, I think I may have like an episode left or whatever. There's 2 seasons right now. There's a third season approved. I don't know when it's coming out.
Mhm.
But I will say there's some episodes that I just feel like, what is this episode about? Like they almost lose me sometimes. I'm just
Mhm.
like, I'm about to stop watching it. And I will for like a little bit, and I'll come back, finish that episode that was like very dry to me. And then the next one was like, all right, it's getting kind of interesting again or whatever. But I think to me it's more interesting the fact that I've had female friends recommend that show. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Because
just
it's like I said, is I've heard this too. Is like this is something that women think are creepy and scared and weird,
and
but
romantic at the same time.
right, but no, like I'm talking about in real life, right? But it's
Yeah.
because Netflix is making it. I'm guessing, quote unquote, romantic or cute, and
Yeah,
girls are
yeah.
just like, oh my god, like I'm just like, but he's stalking, like,
He's a weirdo. He's like look what he did in this other episode. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
But
I don't.
I always think about that actually as I'm watching the show. It's funny you point that out because I always think about that as I'm watching the show. It's like, oh, okay, I see why he's doing this or why he's trying to justify it this way. But then I'll stop for a second. I'm like, wait a second, this guy's just a weirdo in general. So none of this matter.
Exactly,
None of
it
this
shouldn't even
matters
be
anyway.
happening.
Yeah, yeah. It's not even a real thing. I don't really feel sorry for the guy. You know what I mean?
I would not like. It would have to be like me, like talking to a girl or in a relationship, and her like being like, "Please watch it with me, watch it with me." I'll be like, "Fine," but that's that. No, that's just like an X on my radar.
Yeah. I mean, it
He's
has some interesting.
stalking.
Yeah, it has some interesting views and angles and all that stuff, and what happens. It kind of gives you an idea of like what people do. I'm not saying it's 100% factual because it probably isn't, but I'm sure there's some parts where like, oh snap, that I can see how that would happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's interesting. It's an interesting show. I'd recommend it for the female viewers out there that may want to get into that kind of funny stuff. Check it out. I'm sure you'll love it. But for me, it's not really for me too much. But I'm already knee deep in it, and friends have watched it, so they're like, oh, I want to discuss it with you and talk about it and see what you think. And I already know my answer is like he's just weird. He's just weird.
He's just weird.
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, I mean,
Arrow.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
I never got into that show.
I was like, because this Arrow started when I was still living in Sherman, dude, and I think I was still living, with my parents. That's how old that was, and I want to say it just ended last year. But finally watched all that, and which I'm still kind of confused about some parts, is because Arrow is part of that CW DC universe, and they make it to where they always do these big crossover events that you have to watch all of them because in like a specific order. So stuff happened. Like I'm aware of like what's going on, but it's like a regular episode. All of a sudden, it's Green Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, Superman, Lex Luthor. Like all these people are in here. I'm just like, what the hell just happened? Like, so I'm watching Legends of Tomorrow now, and then after that, I have to finish Supergirl, then finish the Flash, and all that fun stuff.
And yeah, that's the other thing that's kind of tripped me out because I was watching The Flash for a while. The Flash was pretty good. I was like, oh, I like the show. It's pretty cool. But then after a while,
it was the first the spinoff from Green Arrow.
Yeah. After a while, though, it just kind of lost me. I don't know what it was.
It's a CW, and you know how they like to, like, what's the word? Make it kind of soap opera-y.
Yeah. You're right. That's what it was. Same with Supergirl. Supergirl was like, okay, I'm kind of getting into it, and then it kind of got to the same thing.
And I was okay with Supergirl because I've seen like a couple of seasons of it when the other seasons were over with, and I was just like, but did anybody even ask for or want Supergirl? I'm just thinking, of like as many heroes or DC people they could have done, and then they gave us Batgirl or Batwoman, and it's Ruby Red, and I remember watching the trailer for it, and I was just like, they're just throwing like feminism. It's like feminism, like all in your face. It's like very forceful, and I was just like, nobody wanted this, and I haven't heard anything good about that at all.
Well, see, that's the thing. Even with Supergirl, I wasn't sure if I'd liked that show or that kind of character. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, well, she was kind of interesting when you saw her. Not to say that I owned or read a whole bunch of comics. I never did. But you would see every now and then when you go to a store, or if you actually went to a specific comic store, you would see the cover and she'd be on there with Superman or whoever. You know what I'm saying? And then to me, she looked like an interesting girl. I was like, oh, what's her background? So when it came out, I was like, I'm just kind of interested in the background and see how it happened or whatever. And
like the cousin of Superman.
Yeah, and I started, kind of liking it or whatever. And I was like, all right, this is kind of cool. Like, this is how it is, and explains some things or whatever. But again, it just kind of gets into that kind of soap opera feel, and you're just like, this is kind of like not as believable anymore.
When the characters start dating each other, and it kind of throws us off, and I'm just like, that didn't need to happen. You don't need to have relationships. You don't need to force relationships.
Who are you to say she can't have a relationship, Delmar?
It's not she. First of all, I'm not saying she. I mean the characters in general. Everybody, you don't have to
them
in everything, and it's just uninteresting characters. Like I would have preferred. There's in Green Arrow. There's two sisters called Laurel and Sarah Lance, and Sarah. She dies like way at the beginning, but then she gets revived. Like I'm just saying, like, and then she becomes the White Canary, and now she's part of the Legends of Tomorrow. Like I would have loved like a backstory about her and what happened while she was with fuck you. It's just I don't know. It's unneeded. It's not wanted.
That's why Batman's the best one. Anyway,
it's always Batman.
Yeah, it's always Batman. Well, yeah. So it's interesting. I mean, I never got into the Arrow series, so but some people liked it. I know my friend watched everything.
Yep.
But yeah, it is what it is. Been playing a few games.
What it is.
Been playing a few games. I've been playing Bleeding Edge. Bleeding Edge is pretty fun. And
I saw you. You did I saw your tweet about it. I didn't get to watch any of it. Was it good?
Yeah, I mean, I had played it previously. I was just getting on stream that time because me, Swoozy, HP, and Danny was supposed to get on there. And Swoozy was on there for a game, and then something happened. He had to get off, and then Danny was in there for the rest of the time, and then he had to get off. Today's his birthday, actually. The recording of this is his birthday, but I'm not gonna say happy birthday to him. I don't really like that guy.
Hey, anyway. I got you. Happy birthday, Danny.
But anyway,
I haven't seen any good reviews about it. Like when I read it on Steam, it's just like it's linear, it's slow, it's repetitive.
It's not fast paced and it's not broken as far as I've seen. There's some characters that are pretty like kind of OP, but they're only OP if they have like a good assist character or good teammates. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And to me, it's pretty straightforward. I think that's what I like about it. It's like very straightforward. It's like I don't know what to compare it to, and I think this is gonna probably be a bad comparison, but it reminds me of like it's the Smash Brothers of like third-person / first-person shooter team-based games. It's very simple, up and attack, down and attack. Very quick things to get into. It's not hard to learn, and the characters are pretty unique. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the art style doesn't really, it's not really for everybody, but if you can't get past that, I think you'll enjoy it because it's pretty cool. It's pretty straightforward. It's more melee based too. It's not about shooting. It's more melee based. It's about getting in there and attacking them and all that stuff. There's a few shooting characters, but it's not like you're trying to get headshots or anything like that.
I think I saw a couple of big streamers playing it, but those are like ads, like this is sponsored.
Yeah.
As soon as the sponsor was over, they never went back and played it. Like,
yeah. I mean, everybody will have their genre or set of games that they'll prefer to play. You know what I'm saying? It's like people that play Counter-Strike that are pros in Counter-Strike and just mainly play that and promote that. And let's say they get a paid ad to get on, whatever. Let's just say Dota or something like that. Yeah, they'll play Dota for a little bit, but they don't.
But even then, though, majority of the time, they usually keep playing it. Like for example, like Valorant right now, like Summit G, he's still playing it, even though he's not even sponsored by them no more. When he was sponsored by Warzone, he played it for that sponsor series, then he kept playing it for like another week afterwards. Like people usually keep playing the game because they enjoy the game, but as soon as
if they enjoy the game, the game.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. Fair enough. I wasn't impressed by it. I was looking at it. I was just like,
Yeah, I think a lot of people have that first initial reaction. I think HP also had that. It's like, I'm not sure. I was like, you should just give it a shot. I mean, for me, it's different because it's on Game Pass, so it's just like you might as well just download and give it a shot. And then I played it. I was like, I kind of like it. Okay. I like it. It's kind of fun, And then he got on it. He's like, dude, this game is actually pretty cool. It's like, let's get a team or whatever.
Are you gonna buy it when it's off of Game Pass?
Oh, it's never gonna be off Game Pass.
Oh wait, what is Game Pass?
Oh, your mic is breaking up.
Check, you hear me?
Oh yeah, I hear you now.
Oh my bad. Is that is that Xbox Game Pass? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's a game that is developed by the people they purchased, which is Ninja Theory.
Didn't Ninja Theory have a game before that?
They had a game. I'm trying to remember which game it was.
It was like a parkour shooter or some crap like that.
They probably did. I just can't remember. But they own them now, and because they own them, all first-party games are automatically on Game Pass forever, like Gears of War, Halo Infinite, or when it comes out, Halo Wars, Halo Guardians, or Halo 5 or whatever, and then of course they have Forza. I think they only have one Forza that's not on there that I'm aware of, but all the other Forzas are on there. So any first-party games are automatically on Game Pass day one, including exclusives. So that like Ori and the Wild and the Wind of the Wisps is basically like a Metroidvania game. It's a really beautiful game. Is on there day one. So again, it happened to be on Game Pass. HP and a few other friends of mine had it, have Game Pass, so they downloaded it and we tried it out.
So I actually like it though. That's good then.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty interesting. I think it probably got overshadowed very quickly by other games that just came out: Resident Evil, Final Fantasy, Nioh, and Valorant beta.
Right. Yep.
So it's I can understand why not many people are flocking towards it, but I do recommend it. If you just at least give it a shot, see how if you guys like it.
Have you played any Final Fantasy?
I did not get Final Fantasy yet. I'll probably
What?
get it. I'll probably get it down the road. I'm not sure.
If it when it comes to PC, I'm definitely getting it.
Yeah, I think it will come to PC. I think it'll come on all platforms, honestly.
Did you
But
pick
we'll
up?
see.
Did you pick a Resident Evil 3? 'Cause I know you played 2.
Yeah, I want to pick it up. I'll probably pick up Resident Evil 3 before I pick up Final Fantasy, but because I am playing a lot of Nioh at the moment, I'm trying not to get too distracted with other games. As it is, I have a bunch of games that I don't play.
How was the rollout of Nioh being? I know you're attached to that, right?
Yeah. So that's part of work. Nioh 2 released on March 13th on PlayStation exclusively, and it came out good. I mean, as far as I'm aware, got a lot of accolades and a lot of people are
Why
loving it.
exclusively? Like, why not? Well, no, because like the first Nioh, it came out on PC like later down the road, right?
It did come out later down the road, but it was exclusive to PlayStation as well on the Nioh 1. Yeah.
So everybody's just gonna have to wait.
Uh, they, I don't have details to a PC release, so I can't really say. But I can only assume. But the thing is, right now, like since it was already exclusive on the first one, they're making this one exclusive as well, which makes sense. You know, it's a big property for Sony and the team that I'm with.
Right.
And it was pretty good. I mean, a lot of people are liking it. A lot of people are loving it. We'll say we were very fortunate that it released right before a lot of lockdowns, like major lockdowns, like whole countryside, like U.S. Lockdowns came into place. So a lot of people were able to pick up their game, and downloads is usually not a problem, but like physical copies, special editions, able to get it. There was some exceptions though. With people that maybe ordered it later after it was released, or if you were like in the Italy, those areas where it was like locked down, they had serious issues, they couldn't get it at all. So it's unfortunate in that regard. So, I mean, but that affects anybody. I heard stories about Final Fantasy and other games that are releasing that are, I had a friend, they got their Final Fantasy, we're in the 19th today. They got it yesterday and they ordered it like before the game came out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, it's affecting a lot of other games in general. So, but for us, we were very fortunate that we kind of rolled out before it kind of hit everybody, including Japan as well, because Japan started doing their lockdown as well. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool. The game is fun to me. It's very challenging for those of you guys. It's very Dark Souls is what it's compared to a lot. Very Souls-like, as they say. And very, very challenging. So if you hate dying in a couple hits, it's not the game for you. But if you like a challenge, then you're more than welcome to give it a shot, because it'll make you feel good after you win, but it'll be very frustrating.
Yeah, it's like I heard people comparing it to like a anime-ish, or not anime-ish, but like kind of more animated Dark Souls. But it's more forgiving, or in terms of like you can actually like team up more so than you could with Dark Souls, right?
I'm not sure. I've never really been into Dark Souls. I never played Dark Souls like that. So I know how it plays because my friends were like fanatics of that game. And what I like about Nioh, and I know Dark Souls has it too. I'm not exactly to what extent, but what I like about Nioh is that they also give you an option. Let's just say, for example, you don't play online a lot with your friends or whatever the case may be. They have an option on there to like bring in like the ghosts of other players that they can assist you, like their ghost profile, and you can bring them in the game and they can help you out beat levels and stuff like that. So it's really cool for people that may be struggling a little bit. You can always do that. And of course, if you want to, you can always bring a friend in and just play with them. It's up to 3 players co-op. So you can can play co-op 3 players and then just go in there. The game does make its adjustments too. So like, let's say you have like 3 strong players, well, the game just gets 3 times harder, basically.
Is it like skill off like levels, or like everybody's level? Yeah,
I think it scales off, or it gets some kind of percentage of whatever the overall levels are.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, so it was good. It was good.
Well, speaking of other games that you're tied to, what happened with the DOA 6?
Well, DOA 6, they're closing the chapter on that book now. DOA 6 just had their final update literally days ago.
Chad, that was a small ass chapter.
It was a little over a year, and they obviously had a world championship and everything. So I traveled a lot for that, like I mentioned in some of the previous podcast. And yeah, I mean, it just it's reached this point where it's time to kind of like close it off, and I think it's okay. I mean, I know some people are just like obviously curious. There's a lot of questions, and I get a lot of questions. Trust me, I see them, and unfortunately, there's no information extra that I can give or that I may or may not have that's already been shared already publicly by the official channels. So sorry guys for those of you guys that are curious about that. But what have you been playing? Did I lose you? I lost you.
You lost me. I got unplugged.
Unbelievable. Rookie move.
What I was saying was, I'm like the rest of the guys that's listening, that's curious about DOA 6. I'm not tied or affiliated or anything. He is, so I've been grilling him, and he ain't nothing else. So you could have been like, no, DOA 6 ultimate or last round or nothing. You
Yeah, I
can't
know
confirm
people.
or deny.
I know a lot of people are curious about that. I say a lot, but I mean it's more like some people are more like okay, they're letting us know that they're taking kind of like taking the step back right now. This is the end for this version or whatever. And others are like they're very antsy. They want any information like is there an ultimate or is this or next console, because the next consoles are also down the road. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of questionings for that, but there's no information unfortunately for me to share with anybody at this time. And if and when there is, it'll probably be on the official pages anyway before I even get a chance to say it.
Well, rest in peace, DOA 6.
Hey, the game is still being played. You can obviously still play online. All the features are still available. It's not like the game just got cut off completely. Those things still remain, just like any other game.
Mm-hmm.
And you'll catch me on there, beating people up every now and then too.
Okay.
But what have you been playing?
Same, Escape from Tarkov, League of Legends, little bit of Dragon Age. I'm everywhere. I'll be dipping. I'm a variety gamer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm just everywhere. Nothing new. The one game that I'd say I'm excited for is Streets of Rage 4.
Oh
Now,
yes.
so you've seen it. So if many of you like me grew up playing on the Sega Genesis, I had the Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis. There was a game called
baller.
There was a game called Streets of Rage, and I want to say, for me, out of all the beat 'em ups, and I'm talking about the Ninja Turtles one, the X-Men, the Simpsons ones, out of all the beat 'em ups, Streets of Rage was my favorite out of all of them.
That game was so mechanically sound. It's hard.
So good.
It's hard to like think of any other game that really compares to that game. You can try. I know some people always try to compare like maybe Final Fight, but even Final Fight to me just doesn't give you that feeling that Streets of Rage does. And then I know a lot of people that may be listening to the podcast or maybe watching it for the first time. They may be young and they may not be like, oh, what's Streets of Rage or whatever. They're like, well, these graphics are not that cool. I was like, back then that was the shit. You know what I'm saying? You can go to an arcade just to play a game like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really good game. I agree with you. I'm excited for Streets of Rage 4.
And just the nostalgia factor of it, the gameplay, the updated graphics, the music. The music was always on point. Whew.
Yeah, it was good.
It's gonna be good.
I'm excited. They've been releasing some trailers, and I'm just like, wow, they're really going all in. So I want to see how far this goes. Oh my god!
But other than that, anything exciting that you're looking forward to?
Looking forward to. I mean, there's a lot of things I'm looking forward to. You know what I'm saying? That's good.
Right.
I'm looking forward to the launch and the launch of these new consoles. Honestly, I am starting to get a little excited about them, and particularly
we're PC players, man. We're not, but we both have good PCs capable of.
Of course. I'm not holding anything against the PCs. It's just, as you know, there's usually a lot of exclusive games that come with these consoles.
True.
So I'm a big Halo fan, and I even though I'm not a Halo pro by any means, I like the story. I'll play the game, and I'll obviously play multiplayer with my friends because it's just fun. It's just a fun game, and I actually had a lot of fun with Halo 5. Story-wise, a little disappointed, but it's okay. It's still following whatever it's following, and I'm excited to see what happens with the next iteration. Having said that, the new consoles are a little bit exciting because of what they're putting into them and what they plan to do with them, and I want to see if they deliver on those promises. I think a bigger spotlight is on PlayStation right now because they're the market leader, but also because Xbox is coming swinging really, really hard right now. And I'm excited to see what Xbox brings to the table because they already have some good services right now with Xbox Game or with Ultimate Game Pass and the xCloud. They've been beta testing for a while now, and I can only assume that's only going to get better as the new console comes out. And I just want to see what they bring to the table, and I'm curious to see if PlayStation can deliver as well. They're both talking about ray tracing. I don't have a PC that can do ray tracing, but I've seen some demos and some video, and it looks very promising. Even Minecraft on ray tracing. If you guys haven't even seen Minecraft with ray tracing graphics or ray tracing capabilities, it's like this mind blowing. It's different. It doesn't even look like Minecraft anymore. So I'm kind of excited for that. I'm looking forward to that, and given the situation that we're in with this pandemic, I wonder if they're going to be able to deliver this year.
Only time will tell.
Yeah. So, and Xbox looks like it feels like a gaming PC. Honestly, I'm not sure if you've been keeping track of it. I've been seeing a few videos from Digital Foundry, and they have talked about it in and out, and it's just like that's a gaming PC, bro. That's I don't know. I don't know of many other gaming PCs that are that small that are going to try to fit that price point of between $400 and possibly $600, but that's going to be interesting.
Ooh. So you think are you going to upgrade both of them? You're going to get the new Xbox and a new PS?
As it gets closer, they're going to be talking about a lot of games, and I've heard rumors that next month and the following month that there's going to be some events from both sides. So whatever that is, because there's no E3. Remember that E3 got canceled. So whatever they got to show or whatever they're going to display, they're going to display it online now, and that's going to be coming in the next couple of months. So as it gets closer to launch, it'll give me a better idea as to what I want to purchase. It's like, okay, I think I'm going to stick. Most likely, I will stick with Xbox because whatever they've been showing and however they've been talking and marketing has been really on point. Backwards compatibility is not a huge thing for me, but it's a feature that it should just be there. You know what I mean? And they're talking about 100% backwards compatibility, or at least close to it. So that means I can pop in an old-ass disc from Xbox Original and just start playing that shit. So I'm all about that. And
I feel like everything should always be backwards compatible.
100%. Especially with phones nowadays. You don't get a new iPhone 11 and can't play Fruit Ninja anymore. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think they're starting to treat it that way. I think PlayStation is kind of missing the mark so far from what I've heard. So, again, there's a lot of pressure and a lot of excitement for these two consoles for people that are into console gaming. And I want to see what's going to happen.
Oh, so who do you think is going to win the
console war this time?
The console war this time?
If I had a bet right now, based on what I know, I would say Xbox is somehow going to bring it back.
What?
Yeah. And they have a big hurdle to get over, which is making sure that their brand is even more recognized now, especially more than Sony's, and PlayStation being the market leader is kind of hard to top that right now. You know what I mean? And but I get the feeling they're going to be able to somehow swing it back. And I'm even betting they're willing to make a loss in a lot of areas just so they can bring that brand back. At first, I was having my doubts. I was like, you know what? They're about to drop it because there was small rumors that Microsoft is going to drop the Xbox brand, and now it looks like they're doubling down. And if that's the case, I think they're willing to get a few losses here and there just so they can bring people in at aggressive levels. Again, Phil Spencer is a really smart guy. I've seen everything he said. He knows what to say, and some of the leadership guys that I've seen on Microsoft side, not just with Xbox, they're pretty smart guys. They're pretty good pretty good guy. So I'm kind of interested to see how they flip this around because I think Microsoft being a bigger company in general than Sony, I think they're willing to swing and hit low if they have to.
Now I remember I watched Sony's I don't want to call it reveal, whatever their
Their presentation.
presentation. That was
What was
bad.
that?
Like
Okay,
I don't.
I will say this about Sony. I have a PS4, mind you guys, but I will say this about Sony. That was poorly placed. That
Mhm,
presentation. It was originally intended for GDC, which also got canceled this year. It
mhm.
was GDC, which is meant for developers. But the advertisement, or at least the marketing wise, they were saying, "Hey, come to our thing for our developers," or I forgot what it was. It was very loosely used, and basically it became a public event. And because it became a public event, they should have managed expectations much better. Because
Right.
everybody's expectations came in like, "Oh snap, they're having a PlayStation event. I want to see it." And that's kind of how I was too. Now, granted, I've worked with a studio as well, so I can understand what they were talking about. But I'm just like, I get why they're explaining this stuff in this presentation. I just think it shouldn't have been made public. It should have
Right.
just been like a private Discord. All of press is in there, and you just stream it directly to them. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
But
I
that
agree.
wasn't the case. That wasn't the case, and they opened it to the public, and everybody was like, What did I watch for the last hour?" You know what I mean?
Bro, I think I dozed off even.
Bro, and everybody was like, "I didn't even get to see the PlayStation." You know what I'm saying? It's like, and again, I
Something about your
get it.
ears and the sound, and I was
Yeah,
just like, what?
and again, I get it. I get what they were doing. It wasn't meant for them. But again, because it wasn't meant for them, it shouldn't have been allowed for them to watch it that
Right.
easily.
Right.
And because of that, they kind of got ate up a little bit on that one.
A little
Uh,
bit, a lot of bit.
a lot of it.
They got ate up.
Yeah. So it is what it is. Again, they have some events. Well, I don't want to say they have some events. Rumor is they have some events coming up in the next month or two. PlayStation and Xbox. So
Mhm.
we're gonna see what they're gonna bring to the table. It's gonna be a little bit more of hardware. I'm thinking, and a lot of
Okay.
game related stuff.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
we'll
that's.
see.
I mean, that's what everybody is more interested in, regardless, is the games, not
Yep. At the end of the day, it's the games. Really, it is.
so.
But outside of the gaming space, I've been trying to kind of try to stay, gyms, everything's closed. Obviously, there's a lot of things that are closed. So I've been trying to just jog here at a nearby park and try to work out as much as I can, just to get out of the house. Because even
Right.
back then, I work from home. Typically every now and then I may travel or whatever, but um, I would always escape my work or my office by simply going to the gym or going to the groceries or maybe going to with a friend or a bar or a movie or something like that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But with all that closed, I feel even more enclosed now. It's like, damn, I got to do something. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I've kind of been doing to kind of keep my sanity a little bit. Granted, I got to think about that reference I said earlier about Anne Frank. It's not that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No,
But,
it really isn't. It really isn't.
yeah, it's not that bad. But just to kind of keep me, grounded still and trying to keep track of the days, I just kind of go out and try to work out. I'm not sure if you do anything in particular to just kind of help you manage everything.
Me, I mean, as being a mailman, I'm classified as quote unquote essential.
Hmm.
So always
I want
outside
my
working.
check. I want my check. I'm just saying.
Man, listen, guys, please listen.
Please educate them.
Don't. I'm gonna educate you real quick. All right, when it comes to your stimulus checks, okay, and this isn't from the post office or anything. This is just me doing my own research, as many of you should always do yourself. But look, if you don't have direct deposit, if you didn't do your taxes last year, this year, or your census 2020, which I did all three. What about you? Have you done any of them? You
I
done
didn't
yours?
do. I've done 2 out of the 3. I didn't do my taxes because when I heard about the delays, I was like, all right, I'll just do it a little bit later.
Right.
But I
Okay.
did last year's and I did my census.
Okay, but you have a bank account.
Yeah, and I've always been direct deposit with
And yeah, all
IRS.
right, good, good.
Yeah.
So as long as you did one of those or all of them and had a bank account direct deposit, I already got. Did you get your check? Okay, well, I already got my stimulus check.
I have not actually, and I'm not the only one that hasn't gotten it in Texas, or at least in Dallas, as far as I'm aware, because my friends girlfriend didn't get it, but I heard that she didn't do direct deposit, so she may get it later. I did direct deposit. I haven't gotten it. My friend, everybody else but me has gotten it. It seems. Even my sister got it. I was like, what?
Okay. See, I got mine last week, Wednesday.
So
Just
now,
I woke up, $1,200. I was like, cool.
so now I'm thinking maybe I just need to do my taxes this year. I mean, that's the only thing I'm missing.
I always want to do your taxes, but okay. I'm straying for the point. So cool. If you had direct deposit, you should be getting it. You should have already gotten it, or should be getting it. If you don't have direct deposit and you're waiting for the physical check to be mailed to you, you're going to be waiting for a long time. And when I say long time, September or later,
Yeah, I heard
because
that.
they have to print them all, and they're not printing them all at once. They're only printing like X amount
Phases?
each cycle. They gave a number. I don't know. It's a big number, but even still, and
Hmm.
when they start rolling it out, it's gonna take multiple weeks to roll all those checks out to
Hmm.
people. And then you gotta add the fact that President Trump, y'all's president, I don't claim him still. He wants he wants his name. Like he wanted to sign the
On the check,
checks,
right? Yeah.
but the IRS like you can't do that. But he's having his name printed on the checks, which is going to further delay the process of checks
Oh
coming out.
wow, I did not
So
know that. Wow.
if you want to be nice to your mailman, to your Amazon people, just if you're gonna order something from Amazon or online from anywhere and you choose USPS, make sure it's essential, meaning like toilet paper or sanitizers. Like, I don't want to be out delivering fucking Bath and Body Works or Sephora makeup or fucking tools because you're working on your car now. You don't need that right now. Just
or
stop
like
it.
somebody came out. I forgot where it was at, but it was. I think it was a mailman also, and they were saying. I know actually it might have been an Amazon employee, but anyway, they were just saying like, listen, I don't want to be out there mailing stuff just like you were saying. It's like nobody needs
A
dildos right
dildo,
now.
the dildo, dude. Yeah, the black. I watched it, which is true, because Amazon Workplace is Jeff Bezos is. Did you see that he's making like way more money right now too? Like
Oh yeah,
it's
I'm sure he's making
like
a
I
ton.
want to say
Yeah.
like it was either 14 million or 14 billion. It's either million or billion. I can't remember. Ever since
Mm.
this Corona shit has started, but
Hmm.
his working conditions still stuck in the warehouses. He ain't like doing much about cleaning and shit. Like you can look all this up, like
Yeah, I heard
and
about the sick time thing. That there was an issue with the sick time.
yeah,
Not
and
getting
it's
the
just
sick
like
time.
you need to quit. If it's not essential, make it unavailable. Because just like that dude, I'd feel stupid if I got coronavirus from a fucking cardboard box that had a fucking dildo in there. Like, you don't need that shit. Fucking go to the store and buy a cucumber and put that shit in the freezer. It's the trend on TikTok for some fucking reason. I don't know why. It's stupid. Stop it. And TikTok. And I'm gonna get on TikTok, man.
Uh,
I be scrolling down and all these little girls is just disgusting. Like,
oh my
bro,
god.
dude, like, it's.
Rant.
Let me
Let
breathe.
it out. Let it out, fam.
Like, I finally found a way to block people. Like, I blocked that Charlie D'Amelio person. Like, she's just think about it. These TikTok dances, they utilize like the same 7 fucking dance moves in different orders. That is not skill or talent. While there's skits and there's people doing these amazing artwork drawings that gets no love. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
actually entertaining. And then you got these little girls like that are like laying on the ground. There's like beginner level, expert level. Have you seen that? And they're like in a doggy style, like
Oh
expert
yeah.
level. Their
I
asses
s-
all up. And I was just like, you're like 14 years old. Get off of my screen. What the hell is this shit? Like it's all
yeah.
right. Ran over. I'm done.
But anyway, yeah. I mean, I know what you're talking. I'm not really on TikTok, but TikTok is like they just copy and paste that video and they put it everywhere, right?
Right.
So it's hard to like not see it because it's copied and pasted everywhere else. But yeah, it's a little nutty, and I agree with you. Some things are just not essential. Now, granted, if I wanted to buy a PC, I kind of want one. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
But
hell, you can go. There's that micro center by my house. It has my apartment. It's this open. Like this, you can
yeah, I
go
heard
buy
about
your
that.
parts. Yeah, you can still go and buy parts because that's considered essential computer stuff because you're
Well,
gonna be home all day.
yeah, and probably because people that have offices and even probably small
Yeah,
businesses, they
yeah.
probably
So
yeah they
that
buy.
is considered essential business. So you can still go out and buy stuff. Just don't order. You don't need to order it because you got to. That's a lot of hands. That's a lot of distribution. And all it takes for that one person to have corona who picked up the computer parts, put in the box is contaminated. Whoever packaged the box, whoever picked up the box, you know what I mean? It's just like a ladder of everybody that's getting contaminated because you wanted a fucking dildo.
I think we're gonna wrap it up right there. I did want to say for those of you guys that may be watching this, whether it be as soon as this comes out or maybe down the road, hopefully you guys are safe. Hopefully you guys take care of yourself and your families. Be safe as much as you can.
Right.
I know there's a lot of people that are working essential jobs, especially people like in law enforcement and like hospitals and stuff like that. So if any of you guys are affected, or if you had family members that have been affected, I know there was a comment one time. Actually, this is not in my personal life, but more in my professional life, professional area. Is somebody had mentioned that someone had passed away. So it's very unfortunate when you hear something like that.
Right.
So definitely take care of yourself as much as you can, and just play it safe if you can. And thanks to everybody that's obviously out there, like the mailman and hospital workers and law enforcement.
And grocery workers and
grocery workers. I feel bad for them, but I know it's essential, and everybody needs to get groceries. Because shoot, if grocery stores were closed, that'd be something else.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just kind of like flashed. Yeah, that would have been pretty bad.
Yeah, that could have been crazy. But all right, guys, I think that's it for us here.
We are back. Podcast. We're coming back. Weekly episodes.
Baby steps. Baby steps. We'll catch you guys on the next one.